Can you tell us why you became an F-Zero racer?
I was born to be an F-Zero racer.
Thanks for your words of enthusiasm, champion.
Hey YouTube, sorry for not being around lately. I am back, but I'm also trying a new format. Rather than focus entirely on in-depth videos, I want to do some quick reviews of games I like. Trying to stretch out a video to be wider in scope and bigger and longer every time is not being respectful towards your time and means a lot of video ideas I have end up in the dumpster. And people seem to like the Sonic video I made where I gave some quick thoughts on that game, so there's that. This is kind of a more scripted version of it, so without further ado, here's a quick review of F-Zero GX. Let me know what you think of this format in the comments below. Do you want to see more of these types of videos? Do you want to see more long ones? I'll make both anyway, but do let me know. And of course, your feedback and any comments are welcome as well. So, enjoy. Ever since the dawn of time, man wanted to go fast. We've made cars, trains, planes, and we've made them faster and faster, not just for the sake of function, but also for the sake of speed itself. The feeling of speed, then, is important to any racing game, and no game I can think of does it quite like F-Zero GX. F-Zero was a relatively old series by the point that F-Zero GX came out. It started on the SNES, aided by the Mode 7 graphics. It gave the world a futuristic racing game where players raced vehicles built entirely on speed, in a high-octane action package with fun and memorable characters to boot. Coded in an arcadey presentation, the game was a surefire hit. But for me, it was with GX where the franchise really peaked. The technological jump between the SNES era and the GC has been enormous. We're going from sprite action akin to Sega classics like Outrun to full 3D graphics, and as a result, far more sophisticated maps. It's this particular feature of GX that I think makes it stand above the rest. Watching futuristic cityscapes and themed landscapes of all sorts flying by at a breakneck pace as you use every advantage available to you to gain on and overtake your opponents. The level design in particular aids this feeling of speed, whether it's with blinking lights and road markings flying by at super speed or sharp turns that make you tense up as you realize just how fast you're going and how precise you need to be to actually make the turn and not lose your place in the race. The sheer amount of racers on the map as well gives an immediate feedback feeling to the risk versus reward elements of the game. From your boost meter and the fact that if you use it up, you will explode, to the trajectories you take on the tracks, to the boost pads you can hit to gain a free boost. It's all really satisfying. Every second of the race you want to get ahead, you want to get that turn, you want to get that boost. It's really fun. As you're racing, you take notes of the various gambles you make that don't necessarily work out, and this encourages the player to experiment and improve, taking a few seconds off a lap there, making an effective pass here, etc. But the game never feels punishing if you can't keep up. The sheer amazement factor of speed is a sensation that starts once you start the game, and is enjoyable throughout. Even if you're struggling to actually win any of the races, it's always satisfying to improve your performance constantly to step up to the challenge of getting a hang on this high-speed machine you're controlling. It also helps that there's multiple vehicles to choose from, allowing you to compensate for your weaknesses. The variety of stats lets you pick higher speed over maneuverability, etc., vice versa, so on. The tuning options as well let you choose between top speed and acceleration. I also love the fact that the game has a 60 Hz mode because, yeah, it needs it. It also emulates quite well, despite occasional small stutters in menus at the start of the race that I experienced with Dolphin but didn't see with the game running natively on my GameCube. And while the scenery is all simplistic, the game looks solid and has a unique feeling and vibe to it. It's all very sharp, and it doesn't have too many jaggies or anything like that. It's aged really gracefully. Overall, I have to say this is one of my favorite GameCube games and one of my favorite racing games in general. And it's a real shame the F-Zero franchise is essentially dead now. I think with modern graphics and the modern computing power of consoles today being a bit higher than the GameCube, Nintendo could really make another big jump and come out with a truly amazing game. That said, though, I suppose at least we have this, and I'm gonna keep playing it because it's great. And I hope you enjoy it too, if I've sold you on the game and you never played it, or if you played it before and want to rediscover an old classic. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, all that stuff. Subscribe if you want to see more. I have other videos, and yeah, take care.